All right, hey, we're back again. Sorry it was so long, but here we go again. So, I was working at the Shell station in Pigeon quite a few years ago, and you never know who's watching, you never know what might be watching, so you need to be careful with what you do. For instance, one night I was working with a friend of mine, and on the radio came a song that sounded like it was perfect porno music. I swear, it was perfect porno humping music. And so I was making jokes left and right, and I looked at my buddy, I said, doesn't this fit perfect? And so I threw my one leg up on the counter, and I was humping the counter with the beat of the music. And he's cracking up laughing. He's like, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, come to find out, he was right, because the next time I came into work, I get called into the office. They're like, we just wanted you to explain something to us. And I'm like, what? So here they are rewinding the videotape from that night when I worked, and there's nothing funnier than seeing yourself humping the counter at a high rate of speed, and then there's your bosses going, can you explain to me what was going on at this point? Was there anybody in the store? No, but I was having fun. I explained to them. It was a good laugh. Great times. As your kids get older, you realize you can't do certain things around them anymore because they've got big mouths. For instance, we were at Walmart shopping, and I had to fart. Everybody loves a good fart joke, so here we go. I had to fart, and so I'm like, well, instead of letting it go in the aisle and letting the people blame my wife for it after I walked away, I decided to go to the next aisle that we had already been in. And I walk over there's nobody in it, and I cracked it off, right? And then, sure enough, 3 people come in the aisle as soon as I got done letting it go. Little did I know my daughter, who was like 2 or 3 at the time, was right behind me, and she was probably about butt crack level. So I probably farted right in her face. And as soon as them people come around the corner, Daddy, ew, you farted! I didn't know she was there. That was the worst thing. I'm trying to secretly do it. Doesn't happen. Gotta be careful. Gotta always know where your kids are. We were having a party one night, and my wife is not a heavy drinker. So when she drinks, I've got to keep an eye on her. And I wasn't paying too close attention to her. I was having fun with everybody else. And next thing I know, she's gone. I can't find her. And so one of the people that was partying with us comes and tells me, Jamie's in the house, passed out on the bed. You might want to go check on her, It's okay. And so I walk in the door, and right by the door was our dishwasher that was installed under the countertop. Now, mind you, when we moved into this house, the landlords told us that the dishwasher did not work. When I opened the door, the dishwasher's running. It's full middle of the cycle. And I can't open it because it's in the middle of the cycle. I go check on my wife. She's out cold. She's non-responsive. So when I come back out, the cycle's done, and I open the dishwasher, no dishes in it. Somehow, in her vast country drunkenness, she fixed the dishwasher, got it to work, but why put any dishes in it? Just run a cycle just for the hell of it. To this day, she still does not remember turning on the dishwasher and says that I did it and blame it on her, but I swear I didn't. When we were kids, we used to play Apple Wars in the woods. And that is these small apples about this big, fit perfect in your hand. And we would use them as ammunition, and then once you got hit, you were dead for a certain amount of time, or you just be dead, you were done. So we were playing, and me and good old Rodney were walking along the trail, and I'm standing there talking to him as we're walking, and I went like this and said something to him, turned like this, and just as quick as this, just right back to him again, he was gone. Disappeared, didn't know where he was, couldn't find him. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm on my own. So I keep walking down the trail, and I don't know, out of nowhere this apple came, and I just knew it came from this direction, and it hit right in front of me in the weeds. And so just all in one motion, I turned and just threw in the general direction it came from. Poor friend of mine was up in the tree, and he threw the apple at me, and when I threw it, without aiming, hit him right in the nuts. As if it wasn't bad enough that I hit him in the nuts, it hurt him so bad that he just let go of the tree and fell about 15 feet to the ground. Now, there is a certain amount of concern that we had for him, but after we knew that he was okay except for the pain in his balls, then it was funny. And what I think is the best story that has come out of this family, my oldest daughter, as you all know, she's my stepdaughter, had a very interesting encounter with her years ago, and we were living in this apartment where the dining room and the living room were all like one piece, but it was really long, and the bedrooms and kitchen and bathroom were doorways off this long piece. And I'm sitting on the couch playing video games, listening to music or whatever, and I felt somebody looking at me, so I turned, and there's Brianna. And she was just kind of like staring at me with this blank stare, and I'm like, what's wrong? She says, I gotta use the bathroom. I said, okay, well, you know where it is. Not thinking nothing of it, just thinking she was just kind of standing there to catch her bearings for a minute. So she walks off. Not but probably 10 seconds later, I hear her going to the bathroom. And it literally sounds like someone sticking their face into water and going, it was that nasty. And I'm like, that sounds really, really close. And so I turn around, and oh my God, she was sitting at the dining room table taking a poop. She was sleepwalking and didn't know where she was. She ends up at the dining room table pooping. And so I turn around like, no! And she turns to me and she says, what is your problem? Like I'm in the wrong. And I told her, I said, you're at the dining room table. No, I'm not. I'm in the bathroom. Leave me alone. I'm like, no, look. And she looks down and sees the table in front of herself. She says, oh. So as she stands up and she's picking her pants back up, I just kind of put my head in my hands like this, and I heard it again. And I turned around again. She picked up her pants, took the chair that she had already pooped in, slid it back in under the table, went to the next chair, pulled it out, pulled her pants down, and sat down and continued to poop on the next chair in line. So I'm like, no, no, no. She's, again, what is your problem? She says to me. I'm like, you're at the table still. All she says to me is, oh. Picks up her pants. She makes it to the bathroom. I'm standing there looking at these chairs going, what do I do? So I go to wake up my wife. I go to wake up her mom. And I'm waking her up, and she's like, what? And I tell her what happens. I said, my daughter just pooped on 2 of the chairs in the dining room. She goes, and? And? Is this a regular occurrence? Do I fall asleep at night and this just happens on a nightly basis and I don't know about it? So I'm like, okay, there's no help there. So I decided to take, I was tattooing at the time, so I decided to take probably about 5 pairs of gloves and put them on my hands and cleaned up the chairs. This probably took about a half an hour. And the whole time, Brianna's still in the bathroom. So I knock on the door, and I'm like, are you okay, Brianna? Jeez, oh Pete, can't anybody get some privacy in here to go to the bathroom? What in the world? You were just taking a dump at the kitchen table, and now you want me to give you some privacy? I need to make sure you're not going in the sink or on the counter or something. Needless to say, the next morning, when both my wife and my daughter woke up, neither one of them remembered it. They thought I made it all up. Not one person in this world could write a story like that. Hope you enjoyed this installment of our videos. Hope you keep watching. Tell a friend. Tell a stranger. I don't care. Tell anybody you want. Let's get them views up, people. We'll see you next time.